Hey folks, it's Steve from M4 LED, and I wanted to share with you a slideshow of a little porch light project I did on my personal RV. I did have an LED in my original porch light, but the fixture was about 19 years old, and the cover flew off last Thanksgiving somewhere on the highway. The LED was still working though, even exposed to the elements. So we sell these little step lights, which can also be used as accent lights. And I had already last year put these down the steps in place of the incandescent rope light on the stairs of my RV, and they worked out great there. I figured one of these mounted up high would make just enough light to be able to find the front door and to use almost no power. Next to it, I decided to mount one of our angled aluminum floodlights, which puts out a lot of light. These are available in a 5-inch size and a 13-inch size, but I had a sample around of one that was in between size, so I figured I would use it for this project. Now that I had my lights picked out, I decided that I was going to tap into my existing porch light wiring and put a 2-position switch so I could switch between the two of them. On my old Discovery, I'm fortunate in that I have access to the backside of the light behind this panel. I also have a cabinet right in front of that panel so that I can bring in the wiring for the other light. This is the original light and where it came through the body and where it comes inside behind that panel. Now that I knew which wires were coming in from the light, I wanted to test them to see which one was positive and which one was ground. An RV will not always have a black ground wire. Sometimes that's going to be power and a white will be ground. So I use my multimeter, and you can see hooked up this way, it's reading negative 13 volts. And so when I test the wires in the other direction, I'm actually going to get a positive reading. So in my case, the yellow wire is going to be the positive and the black wire is going to be the ground. So my next step was to mount the floodlight, and I did that in the same location as the original porch light. I did go a little bit lower because it doesn't cover the entire area and it looks better from below. I attached the wires and turned the power on and tested to ensure that the light was functioning. The next step was to take the big step of drilling the new hole through the side of the RV. Before drilling, I did put a magnet on the fiberglass to ensure there wasn't a steel stud behind it. And then also, as you drill, you need to be careful that you're not going to drill through any existing wiring. Go partially through and look. After I was through, I pulled the wire through and I added some clear RTV silicone to the back flange of the accent light and mounted it flush to the side of the RV. The only thing left was to wire it up. I used a 2-position switch with 3 terminals so that power goes into the center one and then goes out either end depending which way the switch is flipped. I made an aluminum bracket that goes right inside my cabinet so you can open the cabinet and switch between the accent light and the floodlight. After verifying everything worked, I put the accent panel back into place with the light and the speaker that go on top of them. So here you see the accent light along with a single step light with the door closed. Next you're going to see the door open so you can see the 3 lights on the step light to light up the area and the accent light above. And then when you flip that switch, you got a work light that lights up the whole campsite so you can cook, you can play games, you can do other tasks, whatever you need to do. Just remember that every project's unique, so make sure you take your time, plan and measure twice before you dive in. You can find these products in over 300 styles and colors of RV specific LEDs at m4led.com.